Okay, so the camera's not on. Where's the camera looking at? Push it down.
Okay.
So do you need to put that light on behind you?
Uh,
The light.
okay, the camera. Let me see what's the camera. Camera's looking like it's looking. Okay. It's looking. I don't.
Put the light on.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see.
No.
Okay. Oh, the camera, it's like it's looking at my hand. So it's kind of like, okay, so the camera is looking, the camera's here. Do I need to flip it? Okay.
No, that's not.
It's showing me right now. Okay.
But no, this is in the camera mode. He's trying to see.
Okay.
Right, there it is, right there.
All right. But now it's like it's here. See, there it is right there. See, that's it. See?
Wow.
So how do I get it back up? Yeah, something like that. But now it's
that way.
But I can't see.
Right, and that's on you.
I can't see me.
I know, but you are shown. But it's weird.
I know, like.
You are being seen, right?
Right.
Tell your viewers.
Okay.
It's a test. Yeah,
okay, viewers, this is a test.
You know, we can just continue to test. We won't publish this one, I don't guess, but still you're live. But it's. Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, because it's the camera that's pointing at me like that.
I'm trying to figure how you get the camera. Yeah, you are. You need the camera right there. That's
it's right here.
Mine don't have that. Wow.
I mean,
So,
yes.
I wonder if this another. Is this? You good and clear. And while you doing it, get your phone and then pull up your YouTube channel. Let me help you do that right quick.
Just testing. We live with. We're testing our YouTube channel.
Okay, so there you are right here. So this is your thing. Oh, and there you are right there.
Okay.
Oh, and there you are right there. 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 Okay, so that's how you see yourself.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You gonna share your channel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Gonna share your channel? Yeah, I mean, 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 gonna share your channel? Yeah, I mean,
Right here, I'm live right now. Always make it public. All right, let me see. Might wanna, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the tripod right here.
Okay. Yeah, move that out of the way.
There you go. How's that? Yeah, so you can say something, check your microphone.
Hello. Testing, testing. All right. Okay. Testing, testing. Anybody here? I'm live. Kim, can you hear me? Okay. All right, family. How y'all doing out there? First of all, I'd like to greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, for all my Facebook family and friends, this is my first live broadcast. I'm running the test run. This is my test run with you guys, so y'all seeing me live, testing my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? At some point, I'm going to be going live on YouTube and doing my thing on a regular. I wanted to talk about one of the first subjects I wanted to talk about was the president and the vice president and the historical difference that history. I kind of discovered this, and a lot of people didn't know this, but I don't know if many of you all knew that at one point in time in history of the presidency and the vice president, that they were not of the same party. John Adams, who was a federalist. I'm not looking at if I get that word right. A federalist, and Thomas Jefferson, who was a Democrat, were of two different parties. That's during John Adams when he was the president of the United States. It was only twice. And then, of course, there was Abraham Lincoln when Abraham Lincoln was a Republican and his vice president, Andrew Johnson, was a Democrat. So you had a Republican president, which was Abraham Lincoln, and you had a Democratic vice president, which was Andrew Johnson of Tennessee. Now, that was the last time it has been done where you've had a president and a vice president of different parties. And in the beginning of the system of presidency of the United States, the top candidate, of course, won presidency, and the second runner-up became the vice president, regardless who were all running, for the White House. This was a fact. So the runner-up, whoever the runner-up was, was the vice president. That's how it used to be. So if that system stayed today, of course, it would have been Trump president, Kamala Harris vice president. That's how it would have played out. It would have played out that way. That's according to the history of how it used to be. And one of the reasons why I think back then they did it that way is because they didn't want the country to be so divided, so split by the parties. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of see how the cohesiveness of how that probably ran back then. Now, let's do a little history. Reason why I ended up getting on this particular subject matter is because I was looking at a YouTube channel earlier today, and one of the YouTube people that I was watching was what's her name? Kim.
Vicky Dillard.
Yeah, Vicky Dillard. Vicky Dillard, excuse me, was dealing with Joan Elliott and Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott was the subject. She was on the Roland Martin show, and along on that Roland Martin show, they had Dr. Greg Carr, and they got off into reparations, and the white woman, Miss Elliott, made a comment, and one of the comments that she made was that she didn't feel, or she said that the people who deserve reparations were the Indians first and foremost. And, historically, the Indians have already received reparations. They got their casinos, they got their reservations out in Arizona. If you go out west, they got things going on. But the problem that I had with it is that you had a so-called black station or Black Star channel that was advertising. They had this white woman on there who was advocating, telling black folks what they deserve by reparations. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, Vicky went on to show how the Indians in one of the treaties of let me see if I still write it. It was the Treaty of Fort Smith, Arkansas in 1870, where she had read where the Indians from the United States government, part of their treaty would be that they would offer their former slaves. These are the Indians. It was two. I forgot the two tribes. Their part of their treaty would be that they would, when they freed their slaves, who they owned black slaves, they would give them reparations. Well, Sherman, General Sherman was a part of that deal. He offered the 40 acres in the mule. And historically, as we know, Andrew Johnson, who became the president of the United States after Lincoln was assassinated in 1865, he was strongly against former slaves receiving reparations and getting their 40 acres in their mule. So here it is. We have Indians who signed this treaty in Arkansas, in 1870. And part of the deal for them would be that they would give their former slaves land and compensation. So this Jane Elliott woman, she's going to sit here and say the Indians deserve reparations first and foremost, but yet these people received reparations and they were slave owners. See what I'm saying? And yet Greg Carr, Roland Martin, all these Boule folks co-signed that. You know what I'm saying? But see, you got to know the history. And if you don't know the history, people are jammed, you get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? And so this history, it has to be known. That's why I wanted to talk about the difference between the president and the vice president and the parties. You know what I'm saying? And how that played out. Now, it could have been historically that after Andrew Johnson did what he did, the Republican Party said, you know what? Future reference, we're not going to allow that to happen again. We're not going to allow our vice president, who won't be of the same party, to go back and undercut our main guy. Or in this case, if we we had never had a female president, but would have been our main madam president or whoever. You know what I'm saying? So this is the problem. Unfortunately, they had a good system, but corruption, racism, hatred changed all that. That's how history has changed. You know what I'm saying? And so now we are in 2024, and there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of still racism, a lot of hatred going on between both sides. You know what I'm saying? And so we find ourselves a divided nation as you know, right now. So, but it is unfortunate that the so-called black media would allow this white woman to come on and be an advocate or a so-called advocate for black rights. You know, saying, you know, who she's not qualified, she's no damn attorney or nothing, anything, but yet they let her get up there and gave her the center stage to address black folks. You know what I'm saying? And this is a disgrace. You know, shame on Roland Martin, shame on Dr. Greg Carr, and the rest of the Boule up there co-signing that. You know what I'm saying? So we so again, I'm on YouTube, so I have to respect the language. I'm a little bit more, a little bit more raw on Facebook, but I keep it clean on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But basically, this is something that is an issue that I wanted to talk. I was really upset about that because these people have undercut. And when I say these people, I'm talking about the Boule black folks. They have undercut the grassroots who have been fighting like hell to get reparations. And we went to DC twice in the last 2 years. You know, we had a rally in DC twice to we said with no reparations, no vote. And so many of us refused to vote. Some of us chose the couch. You know, I did go and vote, but I didn't vote for neither party. I didn't vote for Harris or Trump because neither had put down on their ballot or in their policy reparations. Now, I've been hearing people, you know, making mockery about Donald Trump getting white reparations and all that kind of stuff. I think that's just a little hit job that the other side is doing. I think at some point, I believe that the president will discuss reparations for black folks, foundational black man and woman in America. I know some people don't believe that. I believe it, you know what I'm saying? But it may not be high on the to-do list, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that's going to be discussed, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, only time will tell, but I believe based on things that are going on, I believe that's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? But we just going to wait and see how it plays out. But meantime, we're going to see how this thing goes with Trump. We're going to be looking at several things. One of the things we're definitely going to be looking at is the economy. We're going to be looking at inflation. We're going to be looking at how that's going to play a role as far as how Americans decide on what they want to do in the future. And one thing I would say to the Democratic Party, if you indeed want the grassroots vote, the black man, foundational black man in America, heterosexual black man in America, you are going to have to change your policies. A lot of things you're going to have to change, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to have to include us. And one of the things you're going to have to be mentioned is reparations. If you're going to disregard reparations and say, okay, well, whatever, then we're going to have problems. We're not going to give you our vote. We have to have tangibles for our vote. We have to have something concrete. You know what I'm saying? Just like all the rest of the groups got tangibles. The Chinese, they got tangibles. The Japanese got tangibles. The Jews got tangibles. The Indians got tangibles. All these other groups got tangibles. And of course, you're letting the migrants or immigrants come over here and get tangibles. They're getting housing. They're getting food vouchers. They're getting shelter. They're getting things that citizens of the United States should be getting, you know what I'm saying? And those who are in need should be. Taxpayers are paying their hard-earned money, but yet our money has been sent over to Ukraine where that money won't circulate. You won't get the money won't come back. I studied economics and finance in college, and what they're doing over there is macroeconomics. That money won't circulate coming back to America, which has been billions of dollars been sent out to Ukraine, billions of dollars been sent out to Israel to finance these people war, but yet that money will not circulate back into the American economy, which the United States of America's citizens have paid their hard-earned taxes. And so this is a smack in Americans' face, you know what I'm saying? And of course, the foundational black man and woman in America, we keep getting smacked in the face and spit on constantly by the Democratic Party because they have gave, like I said, billions of dollars to finance the wars and have not even want to sit down and discuss reparations. You know what I'm saying? So again, reparations is going to be now, it's going to be in the future, and we're going to keep talking about it. It's not going to go away. You know what I'm saying? So those Democrat people, if you're listening to this, if you hear it, understand one thing: the grassroots, we demand reparations. It's not a welfare thing, it's owed to us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we deserve. Our ancestors were in slavery for over 300 some years, free labor. We helped build this country. And so we're the descendants of those slaves, and we're due those 40 acres. And we don't need the mule now. You can go ahead and get us a John Deere with the satellite radio and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Whatever else to go with that. So that's what we want to talk about. You know, and that's what we are talking about. Again, I apologize for the beginning, my live, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, this is my first setup going live on YouTube. And like I said, I hope to be doing this on a regular. And we'll see how it plays out. But my beautiful wife has encouraged me to do this, and so I'm going to do it. And another thing, she wanted me to talk about the history because she didn't know about the parties having a president and a vice president of different parties. Now, a lot of people didn't know that. Matter of fact, I didn't know that. You know, it's only happened twice in our history. Again, when John Adams ran, he was the Federalist, and and Thomas Jefferson was his vice president, and he was a Republican. And of course, Abraham Lincoln, who was a Republican president, 16th president, and Andrew Johnson, who was a Democrat, you know what I'm saying, from Tennessee. So this is the history. Yes. So anyway, family, I just wanted to share that history with you. I don't know if many of you knew about the different parties, one representing the president, one representing the vice president. It happened many moons ago in the United States presidency system, and it hasn't happened since Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson.
Talk about how the Democratic president killed the reparations.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about how the Andrew Johnson was one of the ones who killed reparations. He was from Tennessee. He was a Democrat, and he sabotaged the 40. General Sherman, who had set it up for us to receive reparations, the former slaves. But this Democrat from Tennessee, who became the 17th president, Andrew Johnson, who was a racist, a Democrat, and to sabotage reparations, our 40 acres and our mule. You know what I'm saying? So if many of you didn't know that history is a fact. He was very advocate against us getting reparations. You know, he fought hard for that. And of course, we didn't receive it. So yeah, if many of you who didn't know that, know that. And yes, he was a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? So, and in fact, most blacks were Republicans up until FDR. You know, most of our people answer were Republican. They were, because they're very conservative. You know, had conservative values, always been conservative. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's family values, things of this nature that black people in America grew up on and were raised on those values. And of course, like I said, I gave up the Democratic Party years ago because of the value system. You know, I don't like where they're going with their the things, the LGBT community and different things like that. I don't have anything against them per se. I just have against you impeding that on our children and incorporating different things that you're trying to force people to relate to. You know, President Clinton, he said, "Don't ask, don't tell." During his administration, Obama came in and he flipped that, and he just opened up the Pandora box. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that's just the value system is where I left the Democratic Party. You know, and yeah, and the Indians, like I said, the Indians owned slaves, and they were against getting us our reparations. You know what I'm saying? And they were involved that, like I said, this was the Treaty of Fort Smith in Arkansas. Look that up. It's in 1870. You can check that out, those who need to investigate that. You know what I'm saying? And it specifically tells about them sabotaging and not giving their slaves, the Indians. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's Indians, and that, yeah, man, look, all the Indians, they wasn't down for black folks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them were, you know, enslaved our people. You know what I'm saying? So just know this history. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to know this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, family, I'm going to get off this live. I just wanted to come in and talk about some history, about the different difference between the president and the vice president party, you know, with different parties as far as that. Twice in the history of the United States, I told you the presidents and the vice presidents who they were. And of course, I told you who helped sabotage our reparations. You know, saying what vice president did that, and the Indians and that Treaty of 1870, which they sabotaged part of our reparations. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people didn't know that history, but now you know. You know what I'm saying? I want to greet you all as I came with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. And this concludes my live. Thank you all. See you next time. Peace.